Andy. It's good to see you.
And you?
Andy, can I ask you just about the team in terms of selection, but I suppose initially about James Ryan and how happy you are be able to name him in the starting team with the captain side.
Well, yeah, I'm delighted for us and for him. For him to captain the side for the third time is a huge honour for him, and he's great for us for the future as well.
Oh, it's muted, Dave, is it?
Not hearing.
Sorry, Corky. You can't get the stuff around here. Yeah.
I thought
I'm unmuted now, am I?
I thought it was. I thought it was the wax in my ears was giving me a bit of
Yeah.
trouble.
Well, I'm delighted for James that he's able to captain the side. It's something that he's unbelievably passionate about. He's had 2 goals at it, and he's learned from those experiences. And we've seen him lead the side very well over the last 10 days. So we're delighted that our captain has made great progress and he's able to join us. And hopefully that'll stand to us down the years as well, as far as the captaincy and the leadership's concerned.
And in terms of the team, I know you're concentrating on the players who are there. It's a big opportunity for them. Is this the strongest possible team that you could have picked for this game?
Well, yeah, we need to be respectful to ourselves. This is a proper test match. First and foremost, we're playing against a top-class side in Japan. We all know the last time that we played them, and we've since seen the 2 games that they've had, the hit-out that they've had against the Sunwolves and against the Lions. They're a formidable side that's very experienced, and we obviously need to respect them, but we need to respect ourselves first and foremost. So we watch training, we watch who comes in and adds to the environment and who puts their hand up to be selected for Ireland.
And just in terms of Japan, how impressed have you been with them in terms of, the number of games they've played? They played last week, and how those games will stand to them against Ireland at the Aviva on Saturday?
Well, he certainly will stand to them. They've, by all reports, they've been together for 6 weeks now. It's a big block. We've been together for 12 days. Come match day, that's not us complaining, because that's the world that we live in the Northern Hemisphere. And that's what we've got to be good at, coming up to speed. And I suppose that's the challenge for this side. But if you look at the Japanese side, I thought there was the best prepared team in the World Cup, bar none, and the performances showed that. I believe they had an unbelievably long stint together before that, and the players that they've picked to come over on this tour, a lot of them were in that squad. So, albeit that they've not played for a good stretch before these last 2 games, the personnel have been together for quite some time, and the 6-week period allows them to be very well drilled. And as I said, I thought there was the best well drilled team in the World Cup.
Cheers, thanks, man.
Cheers.
How's it going? It's Sinead here in Virgin Media. Can you just clear up, did Warren Gatland get on to you to see if James Ryan was available to take over from Alan Wynne-Jones, or was there any communication there in that?
Well, myself and Warren have communicated quite a lot, and obviously I know that Warren really rates James, but the injury, Sinead, was a little bit of a setback towards the end of next week, and we didn't quite know where we was up to with that, and then the medics took over, and I think James, over the last day or so in particular, has surprised everyone with the speed of the recovery.
So did Warren get in touch with you to see if he would be available to take over from Alan?
Well, I informed him that there was something going on, and then the medics took over from there.
Okay, so if he was fully fit, would he have been called up?
I don't know whether that would have been the case or not, Sinead. But there's obviously conversations that have to happen before decisions like that are made.
Okay, and I know you're just concentrating on this weekend's game, obviously. But what was your reaction when Conor Murray was named as the Lions captain? I
was delighted for him. There's no better man. You can see within the dynamics of the Jersey camp of how Conor would be at the forefront just because of his personality. he attracts people around him, not because he's loud and boisterous, just because he's a good bloke, you know, and the experience that he's got on the last few tours, and the experience that and the ups and downs that he's had throughout his career will stand him in great stead. I'm sure he'll do a fine job, and we're all delighted for him here.
Hey, Andy, how are you getting on?
Good, thanks.
I just wanted to go back, just again, sorry, just following from Sinead about Conor Murray. Like he had that opportunity. It was just an interesting one where Jameson Gibson Park finished the game against Scotland, and Conor was on the bench as well. But he'd mentioned that maybe the two of you guys had a bit of a talk after that game, and you had told him that, you know, you're going to play that England game as well. Can you remember that conversation that you guys had? Because like that game changed so much of the season for him.
Well, first and foremost, I mean, you know, not everyone always knows the truth, but Conor had a slight injury going into that game as well. He had a hamstring injury that he was nursing. Was he 100%? Probably not. So therefore, that's part of the reason why he would have been on the bench. He's been questioned quite a bit, hasn't he, Conor, over the last couple of years regarding form, etc. But you know, he's class, and he always rises to the top, and he's always come through the ups and downs, and that's what happens within a illustrious career. That's why the top players always end up coming up trumps in the end, and you know, everyone was talking about whether he'd get selected for Ireland, and Craig Casey was pushing him at Munster, and you know, the pressure that Conor just absorbs himself brings the best out of him, and all of a sudden now he's the main man for the Lions, and that just shows the calibre of the guy.
And does, you know, from the selection today, you know, the centre pairing has excited a lot of people. I'm kind of excited to see it myself at the weekend. Are you excited to see it? And like, what's the idea of pairing the two big guys together?
I'm excited across the board to see how the team performs, because there's so many different ramifications that are happening throughout the side. Well, first and foremost, I mean, it's been a delight to be involved in the group. You know, it's such a diverse group, such a different group to what we've been used to in the past, and the opportunities are fantastic for us. You've got new guys coming in that you're seeing them trying to find the feet and find the way within the group. You've got guys that's on 4 or 5 caps trying to come in, and they look like the experienced guys, and some of those guys now are becoming leaders, and that'll stand to us as well. And you've got other guys that are coming in that have probably felt outdone by in the past. They've probably gone home on occasions in Six Nations weeks, etc., and been desperate for a chance, and this is the chance. And you talk about Chris and Stu, you know, they've been knocking on the door for an opportunity in a big match, and this is a big test match. So I'm delighted for them, and hopefully they can perform for the team at the weekend.
Cheers, Danny.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, is there anything further for the live section?
Dave, can I ask one more? That's all right.
Go over it, Pat.
Just in terms of like the lines there, Andy, and you know, James Ryan, but I was just looking at Josh van der Fleer, a guy who must have been very close. You saw Sam Warburton giving him a lot of praise. Other guys had him in their squad as well. You know, again, an important kind of summer for him in these two games. Like he was a guy. You know, you said you were having conversations with Warren as well. He must have been very close to getting in that squad, and you know, just talk about maybe some of his qualities as a player.
Yeah, and that's the conversation that myself and the coaches have been having with Josh. He sets great examples to the rest of the side in so many areas of the rugby field. Yeah, I'm sure that he would have been right at the top of Warren's thoughts, and yeah, I suppose these next 2 weeks, if Josh carries on the form that he's been showing towards the end of the season, I'm sure that if there's any slight doubt about people along the way, that he'll be at the forefront of of the Lions coaching team's mind.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Dave.
Cheers. Thanks.
Okay, guys, we might switch on now into the embargoed